Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Crystal, Crystal Strawn, but most people call me Chris for short, partly because I have a twin sister and it's kind of difficult to tell us apart, so everybody just takes a shortcut. So today guys, I'll be showing you how to create a simple wire tiara. Pretty easy, very easy to make this. All you have to do is just pay attention, follow instructions, and you'll be good. I think that for most this is probably something most people have done already, but I don't see the harm in going over basics, especially with wire work, and especially if you do not know how to solder wire. I find that it's so much easier to just know like the old school type of ways to bend wire and whatnot. And I feel like, you know, for females especially, you know, I mean, most of us aren't brought up with a welding background, so this would be easier for you to catch on to versus me sitting down and trying to show you how to solder, and you have to go through those basics at first. All you really need is the wire, cutting pliers, and a measuring tape and a marker. So yeah, I think you guys will get this, so let's get into it. Okay, let's get started. So for this tutorial, we are going to need measuring tape, 14 gauge wire, and cutting pliers, as well as a dark colored marker, or in my case, a black marker. You want to be able to see the points that you're going to make on the wire, so dark markers are probably the best to use. If you do not have a mannequin head like I do, you can use your own head. I've used my head before. With this, you're going to take the beginning of the measuring tape and start at the forehead. Then you're going to bring it up and over the head to the back of your head. Like the area where your nose is in the front. You want to kind of match it up with the back of your head and get that measurement. Now, I got 10 inches. Usually I add on an inch just for extra room. And that is going to be a half measurement. Now, when you get half measurement, you're going to multiply it by 2. To get the full measurement for the tiara. That is just easier to do it that way, and you know, so you don't have to really waste too much time. So you're going to take your measuring tape, and basically with this, well, first actually you're going to coil the wire out. I totally missed this step. But you're going to coil the wire out, and when you're coiling the wire out, you do not want to straighten it. You want to kind of keep with the curve of the wire, because it's going to make it easier for you once you finish the tiara. It's going to form to your head a lot easier versus you having to actually make a curve for it to fit. So then you're going to pick up your measuring tape again, and basically you are going to take it and align it with the wire, so that you're able to get the most exact measurement possible. So for me, I'm getting 22 inches because remember, it was a half measurement, times it by 2 to get the full measurement. I'm taking the measuring tape and I'm lining it up with the wire, not bending the wire at all. I'm literally just holding it in place next to the measuring tape. And with that, I'm coming up on 22 inches, and I will then get my marker. Where is it? I will get my marker. Yay, okay. And take the cover off, and then you're going to mark exactly where your measurement lands on the wire. So for me, 22, exactly where it is, or as close to as possible, because you want to make sure you're not doing it too short or too long, and you're going to give yourself enough room to make anchor points. So now we're going to take the cutting pliers, and we're going to just gently cut at the point that we made to get the length of wire that we need to make our tiara. So yay, we have our piece. We have our 22 inches of wire. And I particularly like this wire for tiaras because it's so easy to bend. It's very pliable. What we're going to do now is we're going to take the measuring tape again and we're going to line it with the wire again. So now this part is very important. You want to make sure you pay attention because this will make or break your tiara. So I've gotten to, my Bahamian is coming out. I've gotten to the half point of the wire, which is 11 inches. Gonna take a marker and mark that point, like right there. That's perfect. We're gonna make the peak of the tiara now, which is the most important part because, you know, it's the most visible. It's what makes the shape of the tiara, the V shape. So what you're gonna do is take the cutting pliers and you're gonna hold it, clamp the wire between the cutting pliers, and you're gonna hold it there, like right before the point, not on the point, right before the point. And then you're gonna use your thumb, to hold up against the pliers. Gonna apply pressure that way, and your other 4 fingers are going to pull the wire towards you. So while your thumb is pushing the pliers forward, your 4 fingers are pulling it backwards. And it's gonna help make a nice shaped V so that you now have the peak of your tiara. Now, usually I've always had problems with sharp V's. I still feel like it's never sharp enough, but once you cover it with fabric and gems, you can't really tell. So I think it's close enough. So like I said, remember I said you don't want to disturb the curve of the wire. This is why, because now you have that nice curve shape that's going to just sit on top of your head, and you don't really have to worry about that. It's pretty much a tiara already. It's like you literally just have to wrap it and go. I won't be talking about wrapping and gemming in this video because I just want to make sure you guys get the basics of this specific method. So yeah, putting it on my mannequin, you can put it on your head as well to kind of test it out to see if you like it, to see if one end is shorter or longer. But those things are easily fixed. Once you have a cutting pliers, you can literally just like shorten it. So now what we're gonna do is create the anchor points at the back of the tiara. Now, this is the reason why I mentioned giving yourself another inch for more room, because you want to basically have this so that you can make anchor points. And the anchor points purpose are for, you know, tying straps so that you can adjust the tiara onto your head. If a tiara is too big, straps help to keep it on. That's usually the point of anchors. So for me, I'll mark out the inch, but sometimes you don't necessarily need to, because what you're going to do is basically clamp the end of the tiara, like the ends, and then you're going to curve it over. So this is what's going to create the anchor point. You're going to take your pliers, your cutting pliers, go to the end of the wire, and then you're going to curl it over. Going to curl it over using your other hand to stabilize the tiara while you're curling it over. You know, it doesn't have to be a perfect curl over. And then you're going to take that curl and you're going to put it between the teeth of your pliers. And then you're going to press down to kind of bring the end into the tiara so that it makes like a teardrop shape, which I call an anchor, which you use these to, you know, to put the straps in to adjust it. So what we're going to do, you're going to do the same thing to the other side. Going to take the cutting pliers, grab onto the end of the wire like so. Just want to make sure you guys can see that, putting it in focus. And then you're going to curl it over. Curl it over or under. I don't think it really matters, to be honest. I usually curl under, but you can curl over as well. It really depends. Actually, no, with this one I'm curling over because I have it upside down. But it really depends on you, with whatever your hand is comfortable doing. And you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna take that half anchor shape and you're gonna put it between the pliers again. And I'm gonna focus to make sure you guys can see this. And you're gonna press down the pliers, right, to make that beautiful teardrop shape anchor. Right, so that is pretty much the most work here that you need to do. Like that is basically all the hard work that you need to do to achieve this shape. I don't think it gets any more difficult unless you want to do like different shapes, different styles, different little anchor points and stuff like that. If you're going to do like a multi tiara, and this is also going to be very basic because a lot of people I know don't know how to solder tiaras. I myself don't know how to solder. I mean, I'm willing to learn, but I think this works best. And barat, your simple tiara. These in the back here, I call these anchors because like it's like an anchor point. I mean, obviously it's a circle. You could put it, put your straps through it to tie to the back of your head. We'll get more into that like in the second video. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys, how simple it is to make these. Like, I always get like requests from people who want like a tiara made, or because they don't know how to make a wire tiara, and it's pretty simple. Like, it's not hard at all. Anyone can do it. And this specific type of gauge wire that I use, this is 14 gauge. You can use 16, you can use 12 if you like. I wouldn't go any lower than that. Also, one tip, when you're looking at wire, the thicker the wire, the smaller the number. So wire like 9 gauge, 10 gauge would be thicker than something that's like 14 or 16 or 12. So please excuse my neighbor's dog. He obviously wanted to be in the video. He's excited. I'm finally doing this. So with that said, I'm gonna try it on. That's one thing also that I recommend you try on your tiaras, see how they feel. But as you see, your hair hides the ends of it. Obviously this is a raw product, right? I'm gonna get into how to decorate, design, how to pad to make it comfortable to your head and your forehead especially. So that you don't feel it per se, like it's not pinching you in your head. But the way that this one is made, I can pretty much just wrap this with fabric once and then gem it up, and then I'm good to go, because it's literally not like, it's not like pushing into my brain or my head. I just simply just put it between my hair and it's just sitting there. It's pretty secure fit. Yeah, I could bounce up and down, it won't come off. That's the end of the video. I hope you guys learned a little something from this. I will be making a part 2 and part 3 version of this particular thing, because I didn't want to put so much information into one video that you get lost in the sauce and stuff. I want you guys to retain as much knowledge as possible. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So see y'all.